Right, yeah, approximately. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely tough at times, more from like a mental standpoint, just coming off back-to-back injuries. Obviously, it's very frustrating, exhausting in a lot of ways. The rehab itself has been, pretty much seamless. Haven't had any issues. Definitely not as hard as the Achilles rehab. So, yeah, I've been feeling great. It's been really good to get back into it with the boys, and it just feels good to be back on the field again. Like,
So you saying the ACL is easier than Achilles?
oh, by far, yeah, for sure.
Why so?
It's just a lot like with the ACL. You're back to well, especially with me because I didn't have a meniscus tear. You're back to like normal functional life stuff after like a week or two. So I'm walking around, traveling, doing whatever. The Achilles, I couldn't walk for like 4 months, damn near, without the boot at least. So it's just a lot more tedious with the Achilles, and then coming back from it, like you got to imagine your Achilles is taking the brunt of like the whole entire force of your whole entire body. The ACL as well, but from a weight bearing standpoint, it doesn't really affect you that much. It's more of like getting back into the stability. With me, it was a contact injury, not a non-contact injury, so the stability wasn't an issue. It was just getting the patella back, getting the quad strength back. So it's been a really, simple rehab, not easy, but simple. And yeah, like I said, just really grateful to be back. Like OTAs was fun, but it was kind of like a tease. Like it was just getting in seven on and stuff, which I was grateful for. But being able to get out there, team reps, knock the dust off, it's a really, really good feeling.
How soon did you feel the quad strength that you were talking about start to come back?
Pretty quickly. I was fortunate to be able to get the quad back pretty quick. But in terms of like actual functional strength and being able to play, not until basically OTAs. Like I felt pretty good at OTAs. Felt like I probably could have done some team reps, but obviously no reason to rush it in OTAs. So I think the timing all worked out perfectly.
Has the experience changed the way you approach anything? Obviously, you don't take any rep for granted, but has it given you a level of appreciation for reps out here in these practices?
I mean, definitely. Anytime you go through something that's hard and you come out the other side of it, you're going to have a different type of appreciation. For me, I'm just like, I'm trying to get back into just like feeling the joy and just the excitement for playing the game. When you're hurt, coming back from injury, like it's hard to just be mindless and just focus on energy, focus on playing when you're dealing with an injury and when it's coming back, whether it's trust, whether it's the pain, whatever the case is. And so for me, I feel like I'm always at my best when I'm just out there having fun. And so I think that this camp I really started to be able to focus more on that and just bring the energy and play and not worry so much about the injuries or whatever the case is. So yeah, that's really my focus right now.
I saw you and Bradley doing some sprints off to the side.
Yeah.
What was that?
I mean, that's just like little extra reps. Bradley has been, really critical for me and for everybody in the room and defense of holding us to a really high standard. And so, today took a little less reps. And so to make up for that, we're running sprints on the sideline. So, I think our thing is finding an edge wherever we can, whether that's extra reps in the weight room, extra rehab, extra prehab, or doing things like that. That's something that's really led by Bradley. Something I'm very grateful for of having someone like him to kind of hold me accountable and guide us to do that.
How much
You
did Bradley
look
talk
like
about
you two guys together
I
again.
got you,
And
guys.
sorry, with you two guys together again, and then also now chopped up being with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting for us all to be able to play at the same time. I don't think all three of us have been on the active roster playing at the same time yet. And if I have, I don't know. But anyways, like playing with Bradley has been some of the most fun times in my career. I feel like when we're on the field, if it's not me, it's him, or both of us, and vice versa. So, being on the field with him is great, but then adding Chop into that equation, like I truly feel like Chop is going to be one of the best players in the league very soon. I think he already is supremely talented, but the more comfortable he gets, the more confident he gets in everything he's doing. I think he's a future defensive player of the year candidate. So really excited to get on the field with all three of them, or all three of us. So it's gonna be great.
Since you kind of jacked my question, I'll expound on that. Just talk about the fact how excited you guys talk about it when you guys are in the middle of the field.
I mean, we don't really look forward in terms of like we really got to stay present, and really the only thing we talk about is holding each other accountable every single day and being there for each other and lifting each other up and making sure that we're holding each other to our standard and that we're bringing that energy and bringing that dog every day. I mean, we call ourselves the big dogs for a reason. We got to kind of be the engine for this defense and for this team, and so we can't have off days. We can't have days when we're coming here lackadaisical or low energy, and so I think that's what we're here for, is to bring each other up.
Jalen, you mentioned how OTAs were kind of a tease for you being back at camp this week. Has it kind of settled in now that you're finally back with the guys?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's definitely exciting. Like there's nothing like this football environment when it comes to camaraderie. Being in the locker room, being here for 12 hours a day with the guys, like it's just really kind of an invaluable experience and something. You have work friends and stuff, but like really this experience is pretty unique. And then to be able to translate that to the field and just to feel the conviction that we feel, it's like is really kind of like an otherworldly experience. Like it just like gets you going in a different type of way. And so that's something that you can't replicate off the field. So, being on the sideline, supporting my guys, that's great. But being on the field with my guys is a completely different ballgame.
Jaelan, is there anything possible that you could do in terms of injury prevention? Anything you've changed in your routine? Obviously, you've had the kind of injuries that could happen to anybody.
Yeah. I mean, I think everything is about injury prevention and about recovery. So, for me, I've been incorporating a lot of wellness and recovery things into my routine, and that's something that I'm just hyper focused on. Obviously, I have full faith and full confidence in myself when I'm healthy on that field, and even when I'm not 100% healthy, I'm still going to be able to go out there and dominate. So, for me, it's about staying healthy and about taking care of myself and putting myself in the best position to be able to go out there week after week and perform at the highest ability.
This is such a big year for you, fifth year option, contract year, having proven you can stay healthy. Do you ever think about that as you go into the season?
I think that that's really kind of a fatal error to do in any capacity, in any way, is looking too far forward into the future. And so for me, I'm not thinking about the numbers, I'm not thinking about the contract. I'm thinking about how I show up every day and what I'm doing to be able to come tomorrow, make the corrections I need to make, and dominate in every way that I can each day. So obviously I look forward to the season. I'm aware of the scope of what this year could be for the rest of my life. But at the end of the day, looking forward to that is not going to put me in the position to achieve that. So it's all about just taking it day by day.
Dealing with this offense, kind of relying on the outside zone first, you guys having the primary focus to set the edge. How would you evaluate those two things and contrast against each other so far through 3 days of camp?
Say it again.
Like you guys setting the edge versus an outside zone team, like how has that battle been so far?
I mean, it definitely challenges our edges. When you have our offense who runs a lot of outside zone, and you have our tight ends and tackles who are, pretty much masters at that at this point, being in this scheme for this long, it definitely challenges your footwork, challenges your eyes, challenges your pad level, your hands. So really challenges everything. So it makes us better. And truly, when it gets to the game and you start getting inside zone and gap scheme concepts, it kind of makes it easier in a sense. Not that it's ever easy to play against anybody, but I would say that in terms of for the edge position, our offense really challenges us in a different way.
I noticed in the offseason, you pointed to your girlfriends and wives, your families have gotten a lot closer. Can you just talk about how that's grown and how it's helped you both on and off the field?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful for all of them. In particular, obviously, Q being in my position group as well. The bond that we've been able to create. And, frankly, when you have so many different personalities, you have so many different people in different phases of their life, it's really a blessing to be able to find somebody who you not only get along with, but also have the same mindset, also want the same things in life, also have, significant others that get along with each other extremely well. So I think when you find that, you really got to nurture it. And so it's honestly been one of the best off seasons. It's probably the best off season in my career, just in terms of my social life and being able to truly, appreciate and enjoy the company that I'm in. So yeah, I feel very blessed.